Hello, everybody. Somebody knows what it means when I say that.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
Amran, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Amran, you're here on a probable cause affidavit. Nothing's been filed formally in your case. I'm going to set your bond today on possible charge of aggravated battery. What's the county attorney's position on bond for Mr. Amran?
The offense charged is a severity level 4-person felony. I'll just ask court set according to the guidelines at 40,000.
Mr. Amran, do you want to speak to the amount of that bond?
Was that $40,000?
Yeah, cash or commercial. So you can see a bondsman about it.
Okay, how do I file for the OR bond, Your Honor?
You can ask for an OR bond. And do you have
Can
a
I get an OR?
job and you have a local address? What do you got?
I have a job. I work at construction at ABC Seamless.
Okay. Are you against an OR barn if he's monitored?
Your Honor, I believe we have a recent pending case against him. No, I'm sorry, I'm incorrect. I guess I would not be opposed, although I understand the severity of the offense makes it risky.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I would like to add in the fact that I'm a full-time student and I'm trying to live on my own and still go to school right now at Fort Hays here, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Amrine, if Miss Greenwood's office is not opposed to it, and I'll let her speak to it, I'm gonna let you be monitored by them. Miss Greenwood.
We would prefer a hearing probably for a level 4-person felony, just to have time to speak to the victim and
Okay.
a little more time on this.
That's fine. I'm going to set your bond at $40,000 cash or commercial surety. I'm not going to put the option that you can be OR to community or to court services as of yet, because it looks like there needs to be more research. So if you happen to bond out through either paying the bond or going seeing a bondsman and paying that, you have to follow the bond conditions, make all your court dates, stay in contact with your attorney if and when you get one. You can't possess or consume any illicit drugs or any alcohol. So if you have beer in your fridge, you'd be violating that and you'd be rearrested for any bond violations. Okay. Alleged victim, Mr. Becker, who's that in the affidavit that there's a no contact order with?
Jace Schoen.
You have any contact with Jace Schoen? No face-to-face, friend-to-friend, social media contact of any kind. You can't tell somebody to tell Mr. Schoen anything. No contact of any kind, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's all I have for you today.
I apologize, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Jace Schoen was the reporting person. I don't know that the victim was ever identified by name in the affidavit. They were just the reporting person, I think, did not know the two people just called in.
Well, I'll leave that no contact in place. Also, if he's the reporting person, no contact with that reporting person, okay? That's all I have for you today, Mr. Amrine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. What's your name?
Alexandria Williams.
Miss Williams, you're here on a first appearance. You received a warrant. I can read that warrant to you word for word if you didn't understand it, or I can just read you what you're charged with. Which would you like me to do?
Either or is fine. I would just like to take into consideration of the time of the dates. I feel as if y'all have them most definitely extremely wrong. 2024, I've been in Oklahoma this whole time in 2024. I just went through a loss with my boyfriend in Nebraska, which led me to, on November 1st, move from Nebraska to Oklahoma. And I've been with my family this whole time. And my bench warrants, okay, the bench warrants that I have been served with for municipal court, those dates are actually the correct dates that y'all are trying to charge me with for district, those dates for my bench warrants would be the correct dates, other than the dates that y'all are trying to serve me for March 20th, 2024. That has no recollection with me, sir.
Okay. That actually, talk to your attorney, and we'll go over attorneys here in a minute about that. Okay, so that can be cleared up. And before you give too much information, I want to make sure that you're represented. So you're charged with 2 counts. Count 1, aiding and abetting distribution of methamphetamine. It's a drug severity level 3 felony. If you're convicted of that, it has a high-end conviction of 83 months in prison, a low end of 46 months in prison, 83 months in prison to 46 months in prison, and a maximum fine of $300,000. Count 2, driving while suspended, just Class B non-person misdemeanor, up to 6 months in jail and $1,000 fine. Do you understand the severity of that and the jail sentence?
Yes, sir. I've been in the prison system before. Hi,
Okay.
Teresa.
$20,000 is your bond. Same bond conditions apply. You have a right to an attorney. You have a right to have an attorney appointed. What's your plans with attorneys, man? You looking to hire, or are you looking for court appointed?
I'm looking for court appointed because this should already be in the past to me. I've already been through this part of my life, and
Have you filled out paperwork for court appointed?
I have.
Okay, I'm going to mark that down. We'll set it for a status. Once you get an attorney, you can see how you want to proceed with this. Okay.
Well, I'm already gonna proceed not guilty. So that's, if you're waiting for a plea, that's my plea, with or without an attorney.
I'm not. This isn't actually where you do that. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I have for you today, man.
Yep.
What's your name?
Justin Miller.
Justin David Miller, you're here on a probable cause affidavit. Nothing's been formally filed in your case yet. I'm going to set your bond today and your conditions of bond. It looks like you have possible charges of felony DUI, interference with law enforcement officer, transport in an open container, and then an ignition interlock required issue. What's the county attorney's position on bond for Mr. Miller?
Your Honor, this is a severity level 6 non-person felony, is what's alleged. The guidelines have it set at 20,000. I think that's appropriate, especially considering the most recent DUI is fairly recent, within a year and a half or so. So there's a public safety risk concerning Mr. Miller being released with an OR bond.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. $20,000 cash or commercial surety is your bond. You can see a bondsman about that. Either way, whichever way you bond out, you need to follow the bond conditions and make all your hearing dates, stay in contact with your attorney. Don't break any other laws of the state of Kansas. But the main one is don't possess or consume any illicit drugs or any alcohol while you're out on bond. If you're in the vicinity of alcohol, you'd be violating your bond conditions. You'd be rearrested, and you may be here for the entirety of your case. Do you understand that, Mr. Miller?
Yes, sir.
That's all I have for you today.
Thank
Your
you, sir.
Honor, I believe he's still on correction, so there may be a hold coming.
Could be a hold. Okay. Okay, that's all I have.
Thank you.
What's your name, sir?
Hey, Schmid.
Mr. Schmidt, you're here on a 48-hour affidavit. Nothing's been formally filed in your case yet, but I'm going to set your bond today and your conditions of bond. Looks like you have a possible charge that could be filed against you of domestic battery, and I'm going to refer to the county attorney as to what they think the bond should be.
Your Honor, this is just a Class B misdemeanor. I would be okay with an OR bond, so long as no contact, and as long as no contact remains in place, is supervised.
With Jamie Brown?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Schmidt, I'm going to let you out on a non-recognizance bond. If you have any contact with Jamie Brown, either face-to-face, friend-to-friend, or social media-wise, I would revoke that, have you rearrested, and probably keep you in jail for the entire time of your case. No possession or consumption of any illicit drugs or any alcohol while you're out on bond. It's also a bond conditions. Make all your court dates, stay in contact with an attorney if you have one, and don't break any laws of the state of Kansas.
Okay.
He can be prosecuted out. Thank you.
I never understood them making don't break the laws a bond condition, because shouldn't you just not break the laws anyways?
Give me a moment, Your Honor. I need to relocate from last.
Okay. Crystal Lynn Langley, you're here on a probable cause affidavit. Nothing's been formally filed in your case, but I'm going to set your bond today in your bond conditions. It looks like you might have domestic battery, aggravated assault, and criminal threat that could be filed. What's the county attorney's position on bond, Mr. Becker?
Your Honor, as it concerns the aggravated assault, that's a severity level 7 person felony. I would ask that bond be set in the amount of $20,000 according to the bond schedule.
Miss Langley, without going into the facts of the case, you can speak to the amount of the bond, just the amount of the bond.
I have no money right now.
You don't have any money.
No, I do not.
You have an address that's local.
Yes, I do.
You have a job.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Are you against Mr. Becker of having her monitored? And is Miss Greenwood, is your office okay with monitoring her, Mr. Becker?
As long as it's monitored and no contact remains in place, I don't have any opposition to that.
Does she live with the victim, or that would be the main issue I see?
He's not a victim. He is an abuser.
Do you live with him?
He lives with me.
Okay, so is he out of there?
I have tried to get the police to remove him. They will not. I do not know what to do.
All right, listen. This is what I'll set it up as $20,000 cash or commercial surety, so you can see a bondsman. But if there's ways to monitor her, Miss Greenwood, and the address and roommate situation gets figured out, then I would let her out on an own recognizance bond if she's accepted by court services and you follow the bond conditions of court services. Whichever way you bond out, you have to follow my bond conditions. You're going to have to follow court services bond conditions also if you get monitored by them. But you can't have any contact with the other person involved in this. Okay, no contact of any kind with, I think it was Brandon Kramer. No face-to-face comment, be quiet so you can listen, okay? No face-to-face contact, no social media contact, no electronic contact, no third-person contact. You can't have any contact with that person. You also can't possess or consume any illicit drugs or any alcohol while you're out on bond. Could be randomly tested through blood, breath, or urine by any member of the court and any member of law enforcement at any time. Make sure you don't have any possession or consumption of those things. And that's all I have for you, Miss Langley.
Yes.
Anything else? Anything else, Mr. Becker?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Miss Greenwood?
No, you're.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.